Hey everyone, welcome back to the House Rules Podcast. I am your host, Stephen Almeida, and today we're diving into rule number 4 from my book, House Rules, Survival Tips of Getting Shit Done, the 80-20 Rule. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by a mountain of tasks, this episode is your lifeline. Let's get into it. Let's start things off with a quote from Napoleon Hill. He left himself no possible way of retreat. He had to win or perish. This is all there is to the Barnes story of success. We all know what it's like being knee deep in a sea of tasks, feeling swamped and overwhelmed. Sound familiar? It's time to flip the script. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto Principle, asserts that 80% of your desired results come from just 20% of your efforts. Yup, you read that right. This principle can change the game for you, whether it's at work, in your relationships, or in any other aspect of life. The 80-20 rule is all about maximizing your effort. Think of it as finding the magic formula where a small fraction of your work produces the majority of your results. It's about working smarter, not harder. Imagine you're trying to fill a swimming pool using a teaspoon. It's exhausting and inefficient. The 80-20 rule is like upgrading to a fire hose. Suddenly you're making real progress without feeling like you're drowning. Now we're going to get into some practical steps to applying the 80-20 rule. Number 1, sift through the chaos. Start by analyzing your daily tasks, goals, and commitments. Jot them all down and don't leave anything out. Your mission is to identify the 20% of tasks that yield 80% of the result. This could be high-value projects at work, quality time with loved ones, or self-care routines that recharge your battery. It's like cleaning out your closet. You got to pull everything out. See what you're working with and then decide what to keep and what to toss. Spoiler alert, those jeans from high school, they're not coming back in style. Number 2, rank and reevaluate. Once you've got everything laid out, it's time to rank those tasks based on their impact and value. Focus on the tasks that bring you closer to your goal and align you with your value. Those tasks that rank low on the impact scale, time to reevaluate their importance in your life. If you're playing fantasy football, you want to draft players who are going to score points, not just fill a spot on the bench. 3, cut the dead weight. The 80-20 rule isn't just about identifying what's important. It's about having the courage to let go of the tasks that aren't worth your time. Be ruthless in eliminating or delegating low-impact tasks to free up time and energy for what truly matters. Think of it as decluttering your life. Less junk, more room for the good stuff. 4, the power of saying no. Learning to say no can be a game changer. By turning down tasks or commitments that don't align with your priorities, you're carving out more space for the tasks that bring you closer to success. Saying no is like swiping left on a bad Tinder match. You're making room for the right one to come along. 5, time blocking like a pro. Now that you've got your high impact tasks sorted, it's time to give them the attention they deserve. Allocate dedicated chunks of time for these tasks and protect the time like it's your most valuable possession. Treat it like your sacred time. No distractions, no interruptions. This is your power hour. Let's take a page from Warren Buffett's playbook. Buffett is renowned for his ability to focus on high-impact investment. He's not scattering his money across 1,000 stocks hoping one hits big. Instead, he carefully selects a few companies that he believes will deliver the majority of his returns. Buffett's approach is all about the 80-20 rule. He focuses his energy on a few critical decisions that drive the majority of his success. This focus has made him one of the wealthiest and most respected investors in the world. And here you thought you were smart for picking a couple of good stocks on Robinhood. Buffett's been doing this for decades and makes it look easy. So you know how we do on the House Rules Podcast. I wouldn't let you guys go without some tips for continuous improvement. Stay focused on that golden 20% by regularly reviewing and adjusting your priorities. Life is dynamic and so are your goals. Continuously assess and tweak your approach to ensure you're always locked onto the sweet spot of maximum impact. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep refining your strategy and stay committed to your journey. So here's your homework, family. Identify your high-impact tasks and start prioritizing them. Say no to distractions and protect your time like it's gold. Share your progress with us on social media using hashtag House Rules Podcast. Let's build a community of high achievers who get shit done. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. If you found value in what we discussed, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a boost. Join me next time as we explore rule number 5. Seek help when you need it. Until then, keep pushing forward and remember, the 80-20 rule can catapult you to success. Peace.